And so, yeah, those other people, like Valerie said, they're not doing well. So they're causing like problems. They're like yelling at all the customers. They're like, yeah, arguing. Like they aren't being very sanitary. And so, the people notice, like the cops notice. So then they do this whole ass like police type investigation to like figure out the delivery route.
They do like a briefing.
They do a briefing with like a presentation and everything, and they have like the routes that the delivery people take and like the different customers and how the customers are like throwing away the chicken as soon as they get them.
Yeah, but they think it's because it's like not high quality, so they're like, we gotta do quality control.
Yep.
And so they got to go do inspections at all the other ones, and everybody gets their own assignment of what they got to do.
Yep. And so then they realize that there's drugging going on because the people that go investigate, like the customers, they find like vein markings for injection places because they're selling meth.
Yeah.
And so like they figure out what's going on and how their chicken restaurant is being used to deliver meth.
They also notice that the routes that the delivery routes are the same every single day or whatever.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Where were we?
The routes are all the same.
Ah, yes. You were speaking, Sandra.
That was it. I was saying the routes were all the same.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the routes are all the same until then they uncover the secret of the drugged chicken. Oh, yeah. But then one of them, he went to this one franchise where these people are like they're like speaking in they're
Chinese.
They're speaking in Chinese because they think he doesn't know Chinese.
Yeah, it's the Detective Ma one.
And so they're talking about like what's going on and how the drug dude wants to like get rid of the cops because they're like starting to ask questions about like the complaints in the other like franchises and stuff. And so
they're also trying to get rid of that guy that like got them to do the franchise.
Yeah. Tosante?
No.
Oh no, the other dude.
What did you
that
John?
John something?
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
They just called him John.
He's the guy that gave them the money and started the franchises.
Yeah. And so they're like discussing this in Chinese so that dude doesn't like listen in and know what's going on. But he speaks Chinese and so he answers in Chinese and then the dude's like, yeah, something and then something. And he's like, wait, you speak Chinese?
I don't know why he would answer them though.
Well, I mean, he could be like, hey, I'm on your side or something.
Well, they didn't let him talk. They were like ready to get him.
Which, that's not necessarily the best course of action. What if he was like from like working with the head boss dude? Then they would have gotten in trouble.
Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
but in the meantime, during all this, the boss dude, the big boss, I don't remember his name. Was it Mube?
Yeah, it's Mube.
Mube, he goes to old lad or Jung-se, who made an appearance here as well.
Which
he's
is
also
great.
dealing.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's dealing in China.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, he's dealing. He's got a pizza place.
His name is Ted Chan.
Sandra. No, Ted Chang.
Yeah.
Although his last name isn't even Chang.
Yeah.
It's something else. So he made his name wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes to the movie dude goes to him, and I guess they make a deal so that he can distribute their meth as well. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, something like that. He's gonna be in charge of the China distribution.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mube wanted to like start selling over in China and be in charge over there. and then he was gonna let old lad take over in Korea.
Oh, you mean in China?
In Korea. Because
So
old dad was already dealing in China.
so Mube wants to move to China?
Yeah, he wants to move over there to China. Yes, and I guess old dad already had connections over there and stuff.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I thought he was gonna go do the distributing in China himself.
No. But yeah, so he goes and sees him and they strike a deal.
Deal!
Yeah. But then the cop who is like over there with the Chinese speaking dudes, the Ma one. Yeah, the detective Ma, he obviously like he gets caught.
Yeah, he gets beat up and he gets tied up.
Yeah.
They've kidnapped him.
They do kidnap him. They figure out that he's a cop. They realize he's a cop. Until then, they realize that all of them are cops, and so then they're like freaking out, and they're like, "We gotta bring them in." The movie dude is there. He like tells them that they need to gather them over so that they can kill them all,
and then they're gonna make old lad take the blame.
Yep. And then they're gonna steal old lad's money.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh yeah, we said they're gonna try to lure the other cops so that they can kill them, and then they're gonna blame it on all the lad.
Yeah.
And steal all his money.
They also
steal all his money.
Jung because he didn't check them enough.
Yeah. And this seems to be like the second like mistake he's made, because when we first met him, he was like being threatened by the dude.
Yeah, it's because he couldn't find a middleman.
Yes. And some other dude's leg got sliced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was being arrogant and he was like, "Oh, I'm not scared of you." Mm-hmm. And so then he sliced another dude's leg, and then he had his other bodyguard lady, like the Mobe dude had his bodyguard lady go and like he ordered her to cut that dude's leg off, the one that he had sliced. And so she goes and she breaks his leg. And then she was about to like cut his leg off. And so then the Jung dude's like, "Okay." He's like, "Okay, I'm scared." And so then that's when they decide to use the chicken people. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, so Jung is tied up with Detective Ma. And then the other people find some evidence of drugs. They bring back some of the little baggies, and their maknae like eats some of it for some reason, as though he doesn't know they're drugs.
Yeah, he was like tasting it, and then he like snorted it. And so then he gets high.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was lipstick the whole time.
Yeah, he's literally like the last half of the movie, he's like high the entire time.
Oh my Jesus. Yes, it's great. And then they're like, "Where's Detective Ma?" And they're like, "He's been AWOL for a while."
Yeah.
And so the girl detective, what's her name?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, it's Hannee. She's she's a detective. She has a Find My Husband app. So because when they bought the restaurant, they were like, "Oh, it's a family business." She and Detective Ma were pretending to be a married couple. And then the captain came in and he's like, "Yeah, this is our family business. She's my wife." And the guy's like, "But wait, I thought they were married." And he's like, "I meant my ex-wife."
And then he's like, "Oh, American style."
Yep. So she's able to trace his phone.
Well, they get a call from someone telling them to come if they want to save him.
Yeah. I'm dumb.
Yeah. So then they use the app.
The app.
Mm-hmm. But he escapes before they reach him because apparently there's like a super good judo dude.
Yeah, he was on the national judo team.
Mm-hmm. So he beats everyone up, and then he latches onto the truck that's carrying the drugs.
Mm-hmm. And he like passes right by them, and they don't even see him.
Yeah.
And then they're all confused because they're like, he's really
He's on the
close.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then
Right.
they like the
They
detective
go to
mom-
some docks.
yeah, they go to some docks, and that's where
There's a bunch of shipping containers and stuff.
Mube goes and meets old lad there, and then so they have like a showdown.
Yeah.
So
Well, no, they're just supposed to like exchange things. Like
Yeah.
Mube is supposed to give them money and they're supposed to give him the drugs. But
oh, he's giving them the drugs and they're giving him money.
Yeah, old lad was supposed to give him some money.
yeah, that's what I said.
You said
You
it the
said
other
it
way around.
backwards.
Oh,
I
yes, that's what I meant. And
Yeah.
so old lad has one of his dudes check to make sure the drugs are real, and he's literally tasting like every one of them.
Yeah.
And then the dude's like, "Are you seriously gonna taste every single pack?" And then old lad's like, "Oh, it's okay. Bring the money. Bring the money." And then he turns back to the dude and he's like, "Keep tasting them."
Yeah. And so then Detective Ma's like freaking out because he's like he doesn't know what to do. So then he like uses a siren noise, like he uses the
From
wrong
his phone,
Yeah. So he ends up like
doing the
playing-
ambulance one.
Yeah, he plays an ambulance siren, and then old lad freaks out because he's like, "It's the police!"
He's like, you betrayed me again.
Yeah, and he like pulls out a knife at him, and they're like ready to start fighting, and then the movie dude's like, "You idiot! That's an ambulance!" And he's like, "Oh, I knew it was an ambulance."
Yeah. But he was also like, before he was like, "You guys better not try and betray me because we've got knives." And the other dude's like, "Yeah, but we have guns."
And then he's like, "Yeah, well, we have guns too."
Mube was like, show them to us. And he was like, I'm not showing them to you.
Yeah. Until then, Detective Ma realizes he used the wrong siren. So then he puts the police siren on there. And so then old lad, well, not old lad, Mabe freaks out. Mube freaks out. And then they start like fighting
Fighting.
each other. And I was like, oh my Jesus.
He freaking shoots old lad in the knees.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
he gets him in the
His
knee.
poor patellas.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they're like fighting each other. And the Detective Ma's like trying to get his team to get there quickly. But
They
they're
finally
like being
get there.
slow.
And the captain takes a picture of them fighting and sends it to that other dude.
Oh yeah, the other captain dude. And then so then all the cops mobilize and they're like, "Do we need to send backup to them?" And he's like, nah. So he explains like all of their specialties.
Yeah.
And it turns out they're all like crazy fighters.
Yup, they're like all really good.
Yeah. What was that dude that had been staking out in the car the whole time?
He
He was a UWT underwater tactical something. I looked it up because I was like, what does that mean? Yeah. Underwater demolition teams.
What do those do?
They go underwater and
Underwater
do demolition.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they were like, we're pretty sure he also killed some people.
This is what they do. So they're basically underwater fighters. They're basically fighter mermaids.
Yeah.
But his fighting style was the coolest.
Yeah.
He was breaking everyone's bones.
Yeah. And then they said that their maknae was just used to be a basketball player and that in
Baseball.
Korea, or no basketball.
It was
Baseball.
basketball.
Oh, I thought it said baseball.
No.
Anyways.
He said that in Korea, basketball players are really good at taking hits. So he was just sitting there like getting hit by people. He was like, I'm okay. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. And then he got up and he was going extra crazy because he was on them drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. But But yeah, they end up like beating everybody up, and they end up like
They tie them up nicely with tape so that they're all ready to go when the backup arrives. But Mubit tries to escape on a boat.
Yeah.
He betrays his bodyguard lady.
Mm-hmm.
And then Captain goes after him on the boat, and they have a really useless fight.
They do. Oh, and they call the captain zombie. That's his nickname because I guess he like doesn't die. He's taken like lots of hits, I guess.
He got 12 stab wounds and he still lives.
Yes.
Lots of stab
I'm pretty
wounds.
sure it wasn't 12 at once, but
Yeah. But so they like headbutt each other at one point or something, or they like hit each other and they both fall down, and then he like gets up zombie style and freaks the other guy out.
And then he bites him.
Oh yes.
It was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, they end up like getting everybody caught.
Mm-hmm. So they get rewarded. They get awards and stuff.
They get promotions.
Yeah.
that Mafia got promoted fast. That was his first case, he said.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of it.
Nope, because he was high. But yeah,
Which I'm pretty sure that would not happen. He would probably remember all of that.
And so they get promoted, and then Detective Ma, I guess, ends up with the lady detective.
Ah, yes.
Because she says his face is everything.
Even though he's kind of funny looking.
Yeah, he is funny looking. But yeah.
Yes.
That's what happens.
Yep. That movie was hilarious.
It was.
Chicken.
Yeah. I thought it was really funny too when they were like walking over together to like deliver the chicken. That they thought they were gonna go and give it to the drug people until they're all walking over, and it's like raining and stuff, and it's nighttime. They're wearing like little raincoats and whatever. And then there's like this silly effect where they like zoom out of the camera. I was like, oh my Jesus.
Yeah, that was great. They also did like a super artistic depiction of them making the chicken. Like how they do in cooking shows with like the background and like zooming in on the chicken and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I like the part where they when they first bought the chicken restaurant, they were listening into what the mob people were saying.
Oh yeah.
And they were having a fight, and then they were like, "Tell us who won, who won?" And then they were all cheering for the Narcs.
Oh yes, the argument started because it was one person's time to control the TV, like to have control over the remote. And somebody else was like, oh, no, I needed to change it because it was so boring or something.
No, it was on a commercial, and so we changed it to see what else was on. And then he freaked out.
So they had a whole ass like fight over it.
Yeah. But the Narcs won, and so then the detectives or the police were all like, yeah!
Because they were betting on who was going to win. I can't.
Like they were listening to a game.
Yup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yup. Yeah.
Yes.
Was that it?
Yeah,
That's it.
Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. Or yeah, I wonder if they ended up keeping the restaurant. And
Oh yeah, they didn't really talk about it. I would like to think that they probably did.
Yeah. Or he could have still, like the chief dude, since he's the one that owned it, he could have still kept being like a detective, and then his wife could have taken over.
That's true.
The chicken restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Just made all the profits. Yeah. Okay, well, then if you guys don't have anything else to talk about, I think I'm done too.
You what?
Hmm?
What?
I'm done as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so that was it for Extreme Job. Highly recommended. If you haven't watched it, what are you doing?
Yeah, what even?
You just spoiled the whole thing.
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm.
I just broke the movie in Korea.
Get on.
Go watch it.
Get on.
Watch it again.
Give us a like and subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have more movie reviews coming up. We I think we're gonna have to do a couple of back-to-back movies because we're having to take a little break from K-drama reviews coming up at the end of the month. But stay tuned. We have some good movies coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Also, follow us on social media. We're at kdrama_weekly on Twitter and Instagram. Visit our website so you can listen to all our podcast episodes because we also do those. We usually release our podcast episodes in video form on Fridays, and then on Wednesdays we do our exclusive YouTube reviews like this one. Anything else we should plug?
No.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
our Patreon? We don't have a Patreon.
We don't have a Patreon yet.
Know that.
Anyways, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.